We are live. No, for real, they're live. No, for real. Oh my goodness. Lord. Oh, my name I'm gonna be singing too. They don't beat. I hope these are charged. Look at me looking like somebody old grandma. And I check 1, 2, 1, 2. You're not gonna remember how to turn these on. It's been that long. It's on the back. It's been too long. Yes, you've been gone. Hope they charge.
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, I ain't used them, so hopefully they stay.
I don't see you.
Just wait, it's delayed.
It's delayed.
Dang, am I that dark? I just
Disappeared. It disappeared.
It still ain't show me.
Oh, there you go.
Let's go a little bit. There we go. Hey y'all, we back.
Hold on, because we supposed to be a little more excited than this.
Did you miss me? I miss me too. Did you miss me? I missed me too. So what we're doing is what we always do. Share, 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 and let the people know that we back. Sunshine and Coco is back.
And we tardy, like always. Tardy for the party. But that's okay because we've been gone and we're here now and we miss y'all so much. You know what? I ain't gonna lie, I was actually missing my podcast, even though
It was so much going on.
even though
Are you about to cry?
yeah, good.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? We
Even,
do so we doing that now.
even though there was a lot going on, the
Mhm.
podcast was still on my mind. Coco was still on my mind, even though, of course, I saw her during this time we took our break. But still, it's like we have a different connection when we get in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I just miss our little connection we be having. Why do I look like somebody? Grandma? Well, I didn't feel like putting on lashes, so I threw on glasses.
Glasses for lashes. I love it. That's what I usually do. That's a cheat. That's a cheat game. You don't want to put on lashes. Get some fire glasses. Get you right every time.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't forget what we always ask you guys to do is to share our page. If you haven't liked and followed our page, I can't even talk. Our page, please do so now. This is your opportunity to do so now. This message may be for not only you, or if it's not for you, it might be for somebody else. We had an awesome month of June with all of our men on the show. I don't know if we talked about that the last time. We didn't talk about it. We didn't recap on it.
We haven't recapped because we didn't do anything. We just had the men's thing and then that was it.
That was awesome. And
It
you
really
know what was so
was.
crazy? It was an opportunity to give men the floor, right? A platform to where they can talk and they can speak about how they feel,
Talk, they talk.
and what they go through as men, what we don't see as women, what we don't understand as women, but it was so knowledgeable for me. Like I learned like I learned a lot. I mean, I might have learned too much because because like that lens that was so dim and foggy, it's like somebody took that good Windex, not the cheap stuff at the Dollar
The one with
Tree.
the vinegar.
The one with the vinegar, you hear the squeak squeak. My lens is so clear now, and it's like now I'm seeing right through a lot of men. So don't try to come to me with that rah rah, because I'm gonna see right through it. I'm gonna see right through it. I'm telling you. So, but yes, I really enjoyed each and every last one of the guys we had on the show. They all had great point of views. They all had some excellent words, some excellent advice, some excellent input. It was just amazing. It was really amazing. Like I learned a whole lot.
So if y'all haven't already seen any of those episodes,
Please
go back and watch them. We had her brother, Heavy D, was our first one. Then we had Bishop, aka Josh Humphrey, aka J Hump, aka him, and then we had Mr. Dupree, and then lastly but certainly not least, we had Taurus, Mr. Dunn. So I definitely appreciate you men for
all of you
coming on our show. And based off of our views, the people loved you as well. So thank you. And y'all, we got some fire coming up. We got some more people that's,
reaching out.
Yes.
Now we got to really bring the heat, because we are actually getting people like, I want to be on the show. I'm next. I'm coming on the next. So now we got to, figure out us a good topic, to have a reason to bring them on, maybe get them involved in some of the things that we are talking about. But that's absolutely amazing. I love to have people reach out and say, hey, I want to be on the show next. When can I be on the show? That's awesome. That feels good.
It really does.
Especially when people get acknowledged on our show and they get like other, what is that?
Like engagements from others and like likes and follows and subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that does feel good.
And recognition and all that stuff. So yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, that was a great month.
Yeah.
That was an awesome idea. Good job, Coco.
TGBG.
What?
To God be the glory.
First of all, the way you was sitting there. I had to spell.
I did. I had to figure it out because, I just had to figure it out. They all, because the people be using it all the time. I don't know.
Okay, so today we talking about what?
You tell me. What are we talking about today?
Keeping faith while under attack.
I think I need to go to the other side. Hold on. Okay, go ahead and keep talking.
I don't want to talk about it first. Why do you gotta make me talk about it first?
Because. Okay, well, I'll talk about it first then. All right, let me testify. First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life.
Play some.
Look how you looking. You're like, girl, I'm not even in the camera doing all of that.
So where was you at?
All you can see was like my neck down. Okay. All right. This is actually perfect. It looks great. Okay. Oh, you just seen it. Okay. I wonder if we can see the comments from
I can see
StreamYard.
From mine. Oh, I can see from my phone, but I don't see anything. It don't let you see the views.
It let me see the views.
It lets you see who's viewing right now.
Yeah. I mean the number. Okay. All right. So Keeping the faith while under attack. Um, is actually one of the hardest things to do. And the reality is, right now, life is lifing like
Without a doubt.
crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy. We did take a break. We didn't initially want to take a break, but because life happened, we had no choice but to take a break. Because there were a lot of factors and things that were going on behind the scenes. And
let me just say this. Sorry to cut you off.
What?
But even though we stopped and we thought that break was going to do something, things are still happening behind the scenes.
It's still chaos. Nothing stopped. I mean, the attack is still, we're still going through the attack. I mean, the attack is still happening. And so it's one of those things where, to me, I felt like we needed the break mentally, because it was like we were just constantly running. We still are running, but then it just gave us a minute to, okay, now we're back into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's just, like I say, it's so much going on for so many people right now. I mean, my timeline, there's a lot of times that I just don't even like scroll anymore, because there's so much devastation. All of these killings that's going on here in Indianapolis, all of these shootings that's going on, all of these deaths. One of the things that I had to deal with just last week, my grandfather passed away unexpectedly. And that was, the whole situation was a little different. And so having to go through that process, and then on top of losing my grandfather, yesterday was my dad's heavenly 85th birthday. And so having to realize, like, hey, I don't have any more male figures in my life, like none. My grandfather was the only one. So it's like, I feel like I'm just out here. You know what I'm saying? So dealing with those types of battles as well, maybe not on the outside, but an internal battle, a mental battle, a spiritual battle, an emotional battle, financial battle. Because, honey, I went to the store today and I bought 2 backpacks and 2 pairs of shoes, and I spent $120. I'm sick. That's all. There ain't nothing in the backpack. Ain't no paper, ain't no pencils, ain't no pen, ain't no notebooks. It's just a backpack. And the shoes ain't got no socks in them. So $120. And I did not get Jordans. I did not get Nikes. This was off-brand stuff. Keeping the faith while under attack. Lord. It's insane. It is. And my thing is, everything is, girl, what was it I saw? Capri Suns. A box of Capri Suns is $8. $8. The things used to be like $3, $2, $4. $8. And this is at Walmart. I'm like, man, we're gonna have to start making our own.
Go back to making Kool-Aid. Yes. But even Kool-Aid is not 25 cents a pack or 10 cents, whatever it used to be.
Yeah. I think it's still cheaper, and it's super unhealthy. That's the issue. I think it's like 40 something cent, maybe 50 something cent a pack. But even still, it's even more so unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, a lot of us right now, it just feels like it's just like this. Everything is just piling on. And then I'm also starting to see a lot more division amongst family members, a lot of things that are going on inside the homes. And matter of fact, I just found out Sunday. Was it Sunday? It might have been Saturday. I don't remember. It was either Saturday or Sunday. My family's church was having a back to school bash, and they had to end up getting the SWAT team and stuff like that, because it was they saw a gunman pulling up to the back to school bash and was getting in the car and pulling out guns and stuff like that and was getting ready to take action. Yeah. Like, and I'm come from a little tiny, small rinky dink town. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those that know Kokomo, the city of Kokomo, that's where it was. But just even that, like, that don't happen in Kokomo. Stuff like that does not happen in Kokomo. So again, it's keeping the faith while under attack. And honestly, we don't really have a choice at this point. Like, you don't have no choice but to keep faith, because if you don't keep the faith, then you'll probably end up mentally losing your marbles, and then you'll be in some psych ward, like, in all seriousness, because a lot of the things that we as people are going through right now is extremely, extremely heavy. Like, it's crazy. So I guess what I'll start talking about is, like, what are ways in how to keep the faith while you're under attack, while you're under pressure. One of the biggest things for me is I look back over all the things that I've experienced, all the things that I've been through, all of the times that I was just like, oh my God, I'm sure this is the end. I'm sure this is it. It can't get any worse than this. But even in those moments, I look at where I am today. No, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. And so that alone keeps me pushing, keeps me persevering, keeps me trying to press toward the mark of the prize of a high calling. That's the word. And so that's one of my biggest things, is looking back at when there was a time I didn't know how my rent was going to get paid. But then God sent a person or people into my life to pay my rent all the way up, and to pay my car note all the way up, and to, provide extra food or whatever the situation is. So I have to go back in those moments and remember, if God did it before, he's going to for sure do it again, because he is a man that he shall not lie. And the old song says, hold to his hand, God's unchanging hand. So if he did it before, he has no choice but to do it again. His word will not return void. There's a scripture in Matthew. I don't know exactly where it is in Matthew, but it's in Matthew. But it talks about, don't the birds have somewhere to live? Don't the animals and all of the beasts, and don't they have places to eat and things to eat? And don't they? So if God allows them to have and provides for them, what do you think he's going to allow and take care of for his own children? So if he's taking care and allowing them to eat free, not saying we're going to be able to eat free, which we should be, because God is providing everything for us to eat free. But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. But he will provide resources for us to be able to eat. He will provide resources for us to have places to live. He will provide resources for transportation. He will always, 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 always provide. The situations, in all honesty, may not always be ideal. Because think about the children of Israel. They was in the wilderness. God didn't have to allow them to be in the wilderness. He could have let them walk through a nice little cool place, a paradise or whatever, to get to the promised land. No, he let them then just walk in the wilderness. Wilderness is not pretty. It's not beautiful. It's not, oh, we're just out here sightseeing. It's just so beautiful out here. Oh, no. He allowed his chosen people to walk in the wilderness for 40 years. 40 years. And if you do the research and you do the studying, that walk should not have taken 40 years. It only should have taken 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yes, that is the history. But he allowed them to walk in the wilderness. And then he sent manna from heaven when they were hungry. He had Moses strike the rock and speak to the rock. Well, he didn't speak to the rock. Moses was disobedient, but he told him to speak to the rock. And water came out because the people were thirsty. So he provided resources in the midst of the ugliness. No, again, they were complaining. Oh, you just giving us bread all the time. You giving us this manna. We want more than just manna. We want more than manna. Okay, well, I'll give you quail. So he had quail and he had manna. Then guess what? The people were just gluttoning and they just, oh my gosh, I'm just going to eat it. It was always something. But guess what? God still yet, he always provided. Then even in the spite of being in the wilderness and being lost, he provided, I think it was like a ball of fire at night. And I don't know what it was. Yes, sir. Talk that talk. It was a ball of fire. And then I don't know what it was. Oh, a thing of smoke, I think, or a cloud or something like that in the daytime as he was leading them and guiding them. So God is going to always provide resources. But sometimes we as a people, as Americans, more than anything, we are spoiled brats. Let's just be honest. We're spoiled brats. We want things done the way we want them, how we want them. And you know what I'm saying? So what sometimes God has to do is, I mean, we have to humble ourselves and we have to receive the resources that he provides in that moment until we make it to the promised land. So again, the first thing that you do as you're trying to keep the faith while under attack is you look back over all of the things and all of the situations that God has brought you through and brought you to. The second thing is, what was the second thing I was going to say? You have to understand the cycle of life. Tough times don't last always. My dad used to always say, tough times don't last always. They just stay with you for a while. And that's with the circle of life. It's like things happen and then it gets better and then it gets worse and then it gets better and then it gets. So you have to know and understand the whole concept of life. Like you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. And you have to have both because you would not be appreciative for the good if you didn't have the bad. And then if you didn't have the good, you wouldn't know how to hold on to faith in the bad, knowing that, hey, yes, things are bad right now, but I remember a time when they weren't this bad. So I'm going to hold on to something that one day it'll get better again. So you have to have the ups and the downs in order to also keep the faith. This was the other one I was going to say. This is the third thing, and then I'll let you talk some because you're quiet.
I'm listening.
The third thing is this. We had our Sunday school lesson this Sunday was profound. And in our Sunday school lesson, we were talking about salvation and suffering. And the only people that truly suffer, truly suffer, are the ones that God has his hand on. So if you are suffering on any level, now there's a caveat to that. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you really truly are suffering, a lot of times you're suffering for the sake of God so that God can get the glory out of your life. So sometimes you have to, it is inevitable. You have to go through suffering. The suffering is the process of being refined into diamonds. It's being refined into gold. You have to suffer. You absolutely have to. It is imperative that you suffer. And to be 100% honest, for those of you that are not suffering at all or have not experienced any suffering, I will question your walk with God. Because not only does God allow sufferings to come, but the enemy wants you to suffer so that he can keep you distracted. So if you don't got no distractions and you just coasting and you ain't got no problems, whose side is you really leaning on?
Whose side you on?
For real.
Yeah.
You have to suffer. And especially those of us that have newly accepted a calling and now you are raising hell for hell. He's going to come right at you. Cause now you messing with his situation. You causing riffraff and no, hold on, you being a little bit too positive. Hold on, you doing a little bit too much. So guess what? I'm about to shake your world. No, how about I'm gonna shake your world and you gonna leave me alone? or we're gonna both just be shaking each other's worlds type situation. You know what I'm saying? But but again, that is what you have to really mentally think through your situations. You cannot, yes, you have moments where you're emotional. We're going to all have those, especially us ladies, emotional wrecks. Yes, get it all out, do what you need to do, kick, scream, whatever you need to do. But once you bring yourself back down, you start to really put your thinking cap on and understand and realize this is a testimony. And these sufferings are for the glory of God. And you have to, especially if you are really trying and you are really trying to do, all that you can do. And you just getting these darts left and right, like, oh my God, like I can't even think. And then boom, something happened. Just know that you got to keep the faith. You got to keep fighting. Just keep fighting. That's like if you, let's just say, for instance, you in a fight, one-on-one, you fighting. Next thing you know, all of a sudden, here come another person. What you gonna do? Just stop fighting? So now you got two people just beating the stew out of you. No, you gonna be trying to fight the best that you can, and then guess what? Now somebody else come, another situation to come. Now the other. So what you gonna do? You ain't gonna just stop. You gonna keep fighting. But hopefully heaven will come and back you up a little bit or something. You know, you ain't gonna just be beat to a pulp. You know,
hopefully.
hopefully.
Hopefully you ain't fighting by yourself.
Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. But sometimes when you in fights like that, 30 seconds, it seems like a lifetime. It could
Absolutely.
it could even 20 seconds. But the caveat to the sufferings, and again, this is where we have to be spiritually mature, and not even just spiritually, but in a natural sense, we have to be real with ourselves as well. Sometimes some of our sufferings are because of the decisions that we made outside of the will of God. You have sufferings that you bring upon yourself, and then you have sufferings that you suffer for the sake of Christ and because you're a disciple. So that's why I say there was a little caveat to the sufferings, because some people out here are just genuinely suffering because they just out here just choosing to suffer. They picking, they like, hey, I'm going to pick that suffer right there. I'm going to pick that suffering right there. I'm going to do this, do that, whatever. Sometimes that's what it is. But a lot of us, we really are striving and we're trying to figure this thing called life out, and sufferings happen. But then it takes a person to also choose who they decide to be around to help them and uplift them and keep them encouraged while they're going through their sufferings. Like that's major.
What about your friends?
But yeah, keeping the faith while under attack. That, I mean, you don't have no choice. I mean, to me, that's my thing. Like, if you're in the middle of a battle, you can't just stop. Like, you could give up all day, but if you give up and die, then what? You know, and again, we don't know when our fight or battle is over, but if you think back again on your previous testimonies and previous things, you were like, oh my God, I thought it was never going to end, but I made it through. You know, sometimes, Donald Lawrence said it. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. That's real. You have to speak life back into yourself. You have to look back. People tell you don't look back, but sometimes you have to look back and remember where God has brought you from and where he's brought you to.
So you should say all that after I said this, what I'm going to say. But that's okay.
I know what you're going to say.
Because you had your moment. You was in your little spirit. So I think it was Saturday before last, we had a women's conference at our church, which was amazing. Our WOW conference, Women of War, at 3515 West Vermont Street. And my title, my subject, my topic was the shield of faith. And I pretty much talked about how my life has transitioned since becoming a minister. And I talked about you as well telling me to start consecrating and how I was not being obedient to the consecrating because I didn't fully understand what it meant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really as simple as just, waking up, asking God to order your steps, thanking him for putting breath in your body, those type of things. Like you wake up first, you give God the glory. Within that moment of me transitioning into the ministry, us doing the men's mental awareness month, my eyes began to open, even though I felt like I started planning my life without God, kind of trying to direct and do this thing without him, not praying over my marriage, not praying over my kids, not praying over my life in that moment. My son almost didn't graduate. I'm no longer getting married. Soon to be living with my mother in a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's like, now what do I do when I am trying to keep my faith while being under the attack? And like you said, and I said this too at the women's conference, I said, if God done it for me before, he'll do it again. And something that you also pointed out is that if you're not going through a season, if you're not suffering, you need to question yourself and your walk with God. You have to question it. It was kind of encouraging, something that I needed to hear, and I think I need to hear it more often in this season of what I'm going through, because I forget I'm human. I'm thinking I'm fighting this thing alone.
Or I'll tell you this. The other thing that people think is, oh, I must be doing something wrong. That's why I'm going through all of this. That's not the case either. Some people feel like, oh, I must have messed up. I must have made God mad or whatever. That's not always the case. The other thing I wanted to tell you was, in this season, while you're going through what you're going through, study the disciples. Them men they had a terrible life. They went through terrible seasons, isolation, persecution. They died horrible deaths, but it was all for the sake of God. That's the thing that people also don't really pay attention to that. Like, yeah, you are going to suffer. Like, you're going to. So while you're going through this season, study the different disciples and each one of their lives. It's gonna change your mind. You're gonna be like, oh my God, yes, ma'am. It was not glitz and glam. It's not what you see now. Everybody living in $1 million homes, driving multi-million-dollar cars, got jets and all this other kind of stuff. No. So continue on. I just wanted to intercept that.
But yeah, so like I said, to me now, it seemed like I need more of motivating words. I probably need to be in my Bible a lot more than I am. But yeah, so I am under attack while giving my testimony, while trying to encourage others, all these things, and I feel like the bricks are just piling up. Just piling up, and I feel like I'm being buried underneath it. When in my spiritual reality, I know I'm not, because when it first happened, I still had peace. Like I was telling Coco, I'm like, I'm not even as bothered. I'm still comfort, because I know my God to be a comforter, a provider, a way maker. So even though I'm going through this season, and the reality of it is, it seemed like it's really, really bad, but he gonna get the glory out of it at the end. Like, I'm gonna look back at this episode and be like, oh my God, I was really there.
Yeah.
Like, that's really bad. And now I'm here. So I have my days. Don't get me wrong.
In our moments, honey.
In our moments. And I think I didn't cry to my bishop and my first lady. They probably like, oh my God. But sometimes I be needing to cry, but sometimes I be like, why are you crying?
It's cleansing.
But it don't fix anything.
I know it's to me the Bible in I want to say it's in the Old Testament. I think maybe in Psalms or Proverbs. If one of y'all that are watching know it, it talks about how God takes your tears, every tear you cry, and He bottles them up in a jar. So sometimes it's not just you crying, but there are some things that do transpire behind crying. But we should do an episode about crying.
Oh Lord, don't get us started.
But we need to like study like what really transpires when a person cries. Like what are some of that would be interesting.
That would be interesting. It might be interesting.
That's me and my
tears. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, tears of pain. But
tears of deliverance.
Yeah.
Tears of okay, go ahead.
Many, many tears. So yeah. I would just, like she said, keeping just a small little tiny piece. Like you can have your moments, you can have your days.
You can have your week sometimes, a month.
It shouldn't last that long.
Sometimes.
Oh.
I mean,
hope mine don't last so much.
I have a friend. Well, sister friend.
Let me sip this coffee. And then what time is it?
No, but for real, I have a sister friend. She's been dealing with breast cancer for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it started off breast cancer. It metastasized. It went to her brain. So it was in her boob and her brain. Then it left her brain, was in her boobs, and then it went to her lymph nodes and down to her lady part areas. And this is constant. You know what I'm saying? So she's going through what they call long suffering.
Mm.
And that's a part of the fruit of the spirit is long suffering. So God is going to yet and continue to get the glory out of it. But she has some very, 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 very dark and long times. It ain't just a few days, a few weeks. It's months. Like, months that she's, wanted to commit suicide. Months that she's like, why? Like, this is stupid. And months that she's just been so sick from not the cancer per se, but from the medication they keep changing her to. And then when she did have the cancer in her brain, like there were days that she couldn't because it was like tumors. It was like she couldn't function properly. And I know she's thinking like, why am I feeling like this? Why, because you can tell. So a lot of times you can tell when your body is not acting like it should.
Absolutely.
So that's why I say sometimes it can be long suffering. But again, that's in the word. And that's why we as a people have to know the word for ourselves. It's great that we have Bible study. It's great that we get a good word online. It's great that we, go to church on Sundays.
Or Bible study only on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But
it's okay. It's not.
Do you have those days where you just like, I need to worship. I need to go to church. I don't necessarily have to be at church, but I love to be around my church people. You know what I'm saying? But there are days where I actually be like, I need church. I miss church. Do you ever feel like that?
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of times when we be like texting and stuff like that, like I don't really be texting back fast enough because I be having church on my TV. I'll find me a good service real quick on YouTube.
Maybe it will send me one and have me over here in tears, shaking, can't watch something. I'm like, girl,
yes,
watch this. I'm too overwhelmed. That's like,
girl, exactly. That's because like when you are under attack, it's like you have got to surround yourself and make your environment, everything around you conducive to being able to fight back. And yeah, like honestly, you got this TV playing right now. When everybody's asleep, guess what? I would be having prayers playing through or worship music playing through this whole house. This whole house would be sanctified.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Every creature, every person, every piece of furniture, everything would be sanctified because I'm not about to play with the enemy. I'm about to sleep real good. And how I am and where I am in this everything around me is gonna be still. Everything around me is gonna be peace.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ain't gonna be peace, it's gonna have to go. One of the two. But it ain't gonna be, it's gonna always be peace around me. And you have to demand it. For our Bible study, no, I keep saying Bible study, Sunday school lesson, they talked about that too. It was a scripture in Peter. Were we in Peter? I think we were in Peter. I think it was Peter. But it said, pursue peace. So peace doesn't just happen. You have to pursue it. Meaning, in essence, you got to fight for peace.
Absolutely.
It ain't going to just happen. Like, oh, I'm just going to pray. And I'm just tell Lord peace.
Absolutely.
No, but you have to fight for peace. And then once you get that peace, oh, baby, hold on.
Because even when I got a little bit of peace, I be trying to hold on to the little bit of peace that I have. Like, please,
I'm telling you,
a little bit of peace for me. Like, don't disturb it. Don't interrupt it. Don't, just leave me alone. Like, that really has been my word for the past 6-7 months. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just let me lather in my whatever. But
yeah. I'm telling you. Hold on. Hold on to your peace. So, but keeping the faith while under attack. That's a really good word.
It really is. And also I learned at the women's conference, the body of armor. Like, I feel like it taught me that we cannot fight with just one. So you can't fight with just the shield of faith. You can't fight with just the belt, the chest plate. You have
the helmet.
Yeah, you have to
have the whole body, what is it? The whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. It don't say the armor of God. It says the whole armor of God. That's good. That's a word right there.
Yeah. So you can't be slacking and just myself, thinking I'm just shielding with faith and I ain't got my belt on. We ain't got our boots on with our backpack.
Get on your backpack.
So make sure you have all those things on, especially
from head to toe.
If you're under attack, it's important. And I gotta learn how to do it myself. Like, for real, I do.
And that's the thing. People, they think that it's like it's a journey. It's not even just a process. There's processes within the journey. But this walk with Christ is a journey. Like, every day, it's like you have to be strategic in everything you do on a daily basis. You really cannot let your guard down. It's almost like you out there, the folks in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dealing with drug dealers and stuff like that. They are literally on alert 24/7. When they sleep, they sleep. They got they armor. They got they steel. Tucked in the couches and here, there, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They're constantly on alert, and that's how we, as children of God, we have to be constantly on alert. We constantly have to be on alert. We can't just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna cruise today. How about no? How about
that be me? I can't be touched. I got this. Because
the enemy, he don't play fair at all. Because I ain't even gonna stunt. That Negro be hurting my feelings sometimes. He do. He be hurting my feelings.
What you be saying?
Why, Lord? Why? Why, Jesus? Why you let him do this to me? Wait, Briella, she was like,
to you?
Yeah. That's how we feel about the enemy. Better leave me alone.
It's gonna be me and you. Heads up.
But this is the other thing, is that a lot of times attacks are coming from those closest to you. That's the unfortunate part. That's the unfortunate part. So I had a situation
in the household.
Those. But here's the thing: he has to use those closest to you, because if it was from somebody else that was outside,
it's not gonna bother you.
That's it.
Affect you in no kind of way.
That's it.
I ain't tripping off this. Yeah. Yes, Lord. So that's why. Yes, Lord.
Gotta watch the enemy. He's pretty cunning. He's pretty clever. I gotta hand it to him. That's the thing. We gotta give it to him. Satan, he be on his P's and Q's. You know, he be doing his 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? He be doing what he gotta do. You know, he doing what he supposed to do. We the ones ain't doing what we supposed to do.
We slacking. We be slacking. That's all. We don't stay ready.
Right. We don't.
Ready. We don't. We should always be ready. Always.
Yeah.
That's insane. Something else you said. You said they was in the wilderness for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to be 40 tomorrow.
Yes, baby. 40 and 5, y'all.
So how does that feel?
Girl, I ain't even gonna stunt. It feel good.
Do it.
Yes, it does. For me. But I have always, I don't want to say idolized because that's a bad word, kind of like, but I have always looked up to my aunties. They are all some of the most beautifulest women ever. And I'll be like, I can't wait to be old and fine and feisty. I'm going to be old, fine, feisty.
Oh, fine and feisty.
Yes. I'm going to be all of that.
So for me, since I'll be 40 in October, do you like set different standards for yourself once you hit that age? Do you like just go with the flow? Like, for me, 40 is OLD to me because I already feel OLD, and because my brain is set up in a OLD. Somebody told me stop saying it, but that's just how I feel. So I'm feeling like, for me, I want to start working out before I turn 40 to start building my muscles back up.
You got a few weeks.
You ain't got a few weeks. I got a couple months.
That's a few weeks.
No, it ain't. A few is 3. But no, start working out to like start getting my muscles back. I say I'm gonna eat right every month, so I'm gonna start eating healthy again. I'm gonna start back fasting as I should, but I notice when I fast, I get sick. So I try not to fast as often because I get really sick.
Do it a different way. That's all you gotta do is change the type of fast. There's multiple types of fast. You don't have to fast and completely just not eat food at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to build up to that, but no, don't do that no more, girl. Don't hurt yourself.
So, okay. So do you have anything that you want to start doing when you turn?
I mean, I started the process last year. Like I started my transition into going 40 last year. So some of the things that I started was, number one, I rededicated my life back to God. That was major for me. Mm-hmm. I finally joined a church. And I started to be a little active, in the church as well. But for me, for me turning 40, it feels like another level of freedom. Like, it's like this, I just don't care. Like, this is who I am. Like, you know, however, the negative side of it for me is I'm not even remotely close to where I want to be as far as like financially or like in my career, like in that aspect of my life. But everything else, I'm okay with where I am with everything else, like in my life. Like, I'm in a really good space for me. And I think it's because I understand it's like the people are like this right now. So either you have the family, but you don't really have the finances like you want, or you have the finances, but you don't have the family. So I see a lot of people that are my age that they got what they wanted financially, but they've never been married. They don't have any kids. They're looking for spouses. They don't have that. But for me, I've experienced marriage. I've experienced being a first lady. I have 5 children. I have grandchildren now. Now I'm also a child caring for their elderly parent. So I've lived a full life. So I have something that a lot of people, they desire that they've never had. You know what I'm saying? But then I know y'all lying. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Happy birthday.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to Coco. Happy birthday.
Y'all, this is so sweet. I should have known you was up to something.
I didn't do anything.
This, I should have known. I should have known. Thank you so. Oh my gosh. Oh my
The
goodness.
was supposed to make you some chocolate chip cookies, but she slapped
It's okay. But yeah, that is oh my gosh. I'm just like that's my love language. Surprises. Oh, well, I guess it's not gonna go nowhere. So even as far as like my health, that's why I'm so adamant about this is my day. Now, sometimes, I got to still do things here, there, whatever, but I'm adamant about making sure I put my foot down. When I say this is what it is, this is what it is. And I was talking to my friend last night, and he said something really profound. He was like, you really have to get to a point in your life where you don't really care about other people's feelings, because guess what? Other people don't care about yours. Because if they cared about yours, they wouldn't have hurt yours in the first place. So especially those I'm not saying it like everybody, you can't care about everybody's feelings, but especially those people that are that you just going over and above for all the time, and you extending your neck out so far, but they not reciprocating it. Okay, then no. Right. Because you don't care enough for me to care about how you're making me feel. Why should I continue obliging you? Right. Yeah. So that I started my journey to 40 last year. Like, I just was like, because my thing is, I want my changes to be like long term. So I know that it takes time when you're doing bad habits and doing things like consistently, like, eating whatever you want to eat, and you ain't gaining weight, like, whatever. You've been doing it for 30 years, 40 years. It's going to be hard to just turn around and just change it overnight. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's not realistic. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to start doing things slowly so that it eventually becomes a complete turnaround in my lifestyle. Yeah. So then it's second nature to me. Yeah. So that's how I feel as it pertains to my 40th. I'm really excited. Like, you ain't seen this out of me, but I'm about to be a mess. I am about to act up. So here was the thing. So I so badly wanted. We should be in London right now, honestly.
Yeah, you remember that?
We should be in London right now. I wanted to go to London. Like I said, I started actually a year and some change planning. I wanted to be in London, but it didn't happen. And so I was kind of beating myself up about it. And then conversations where we were going to like try to go somewhere else, like within the States. And again, life has been lifing for real. So I kind of started to feel some type of way, because I'm like, gosh, why is it every time I want to do something for me on my birthday, it never happens? And so I had a special someone that we had a conversation about that. He was like, aren't you going to be 40 all year? Absolutely. So he said, turn up all year. So we kind of got little conversations and little chatters about possible things, but I mean, y'all gonna know because we're gonna take y'all with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have,
absolutely,
you know, but traveling is something major that we both have wanted to do. So
yeah,
we're trying to figure out a way.
We're trying to take Talk That Talk on the road.
Yeah, like literally.
I think that would be super dope.
Literally. But I would like to, you know, like, well, we were talking about, okay, like we may take a little road trip, like an overnight trip, you know, maybe a 2-day trip, nothing too major. But even I think it would be nice if we also like maybe turn it into like a budget friendly traveling in the meantime to help other people out too, because I know there's probably a lot of people out there too that want to travel like they feel like we do.
Yeah.
Like I feel she's talking about she feels like bricks are on top of her. I feel like I'm drowning. Like I feel like I'm suffocating. Like I just, it's like, oh my God, what next? Oh, like, you know, but yeah.
I can't believe you're about to be 40.
Yeah, baby. Woo-hoo!
In less than 2 hours. No, about 2 hours.
Oh
Yeah, about
my
2 hours.
God. I cannot. That's crazy. Oh, that's real. How old are you? 40. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm telling folks I'm 35.
Man, did I wake you up? How my watch say loud and vibrant? Shut up. But yeah, wow. Yeah. Ooh.
So Coco gave you the practices of keeping faith while under attack. I gave you my testimony, my backstory to it. She gave you a little bit about her testimony. We just want to encourage somebody to just hold on. I did like the fact that you said you're suffering because God has his hands on you. God wants to get the glory out of the situation. So be patient with him, because guess what? He might not come when you want him to come. He might not show up when you want him. He might not do it how you want him to do it, but he's going to do it. He's going to turn it around. He's going to show up. You know, and it's crazy because he does. He absolutely shows up right when you like.
That's it. Like, I'm ready to die now. Like, you know what? Like it's a lady in the Bible. She literally had a cup of oil. It was a cup of oil and one of the thing. It was something very small, but she had one more meal left for her and her son. And a prophet came through and was like, hey, feed me, Seymour. I don't know. He said basically whatever. So she says, well, this is all I have. He says, okay. So she fixed that one last meal for that prophet. And she and her son were ready to die. But what ended up happening was God continued supplying. I don't know how he did it, but they didn't die and they never went without food ever again. So like she said, it's literally sometimes you like are at your very last moment and then God will test you.
I thought the son did die. The son didn't die?
Mm-mm. Not in that story.
Okay.
Not in that story.
Yeah, God will test you. I think he's testing me too.
Yeah, I think it's a test. I think what you're going through is a test, and I think it's also lessons. Like you're supposed to learn all these different lessons so that you can itemize them and give them to different people. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I am about to be 40. That's reality check.
Do you have any positive words for anyone before we close out? A birthday girl.
I didn't already say enough positive stuff.
You know, we always have like a closing.
Oh Lord. um Positive.
What's the agenda for the week? I don't know if I said. I think I did say something about keeping the faith size of a mustard seed. Hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Do you want to piggyback off that? That's good.
No, that's it. I mean, it's either sink or swim. So you just gonna have to learn how to swim. And I think that's the other thing is like we can't be so sensitive. I mean, we're supposed to be
said that. She said women are so emotional. We make a lot of decisions based off emotion.
But even still, let's just say you are emotional. Just because you're emotional doesn't mean you have to give up. But we as a people, again, I'm speaking from like Americans, we're like weak. You know what I'm saying? Like anything will just push us over the edge. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I can't get my hair done. Oh my God, I can't get my nails done. And then now you got a whole entire attitude with the whole entire world because you can't get your hair and nails done. Come on now. Wait until next week, or learn how to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Or learn how to contact Hair Express. Throw it out there.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
So I've been doing hair for many, many years. I work now for a salon centric where they are still training me to use professional hair products. So I decided to do a side hustle where I will come to you if you need your hair done. Certain things I will not do as far as like dyeing your hair, probably relaxers. I don't want to get sued. I do know how to dye. I do know how to do relaxers, but that is not on there. What I will do is I will retwist your hair. I will give you a deep condition. I'll give you a hair mask. I'll do your face. I'll do your feet. I'll do your nails. I will also deliver products to your home if you need something and you can't get to it. Or a salon, you might be in the middle of a client and you need some products. I will bring them products to you. Yes, there is a delivery fee. Yes, there's a charge for me to come to you, of course, because gas is not cheap. But I got you. You don't ever have to leave your home. Even if you just need a wash, I will come in, but we don't call it wash, shampoo. Just the basics. I will not do braids because braids are time consuming, but I got you. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do lashes. Well, I do lashes, eyebrows. I don't know. Like I said, the list goes on, but I will not do any chemical treatments in your head as far as dyes and relaxers or perms. Like I said, I am still in cosmetology industry. I work for a salon centric where that's all we sell. So we are trained on how to use rec and dye. We are trained on how to use shampoos. We're trained on how to do masks. Like we're trained on a lot of stuff on a daily basis. Like each month they throw out about 10 trainings for us to learn how to use certain products. So I thought I'd just step back into it. The page is on Instagram. I think my number is on Instagram. The contact number for that, which is a business number, is not my personal line.
Look for the she has a flyer out too, so y'all can find her flyer. We're gonna post it on Talk That Talk as well.
So yeah, just basic stuff, a style, a cut, basics, just the basics. Just so you can walk out the house and look good. I might even give you a little prayer of your life. So you'll be blessed, feel blessed, etc., etc. But yeah. Yeah, that's the business. That's the business.
So again, don't forget, y'all, if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, follow on all platforms that we're on that we talked about before.
Yeah.
And we missed y'all. I'm glad to be back.
We absolutely did. So next Tuesday, we're gonna try to be on time. But I you know what? I really like having guests on our show.
I do too.
I don't want it to be like a permanent thing, but
I mean it's gonna have to be permanent because
Talk That Talk just needs to just, like we said, take it on the road, take it downtown, and have our guest speakers because yeah, it's exciting. But we will have our moments like this where it's just us. But I do miss.
But we know that y'all love us because people be asking all the time, like on my personal page, they be like, "Where's that the other lady that's always on there?" Which I'm like, this is my stuff, not hers, mine. This is my personal stuff.
And then I like how people always say that you guys are good together because she's the and I'm just the quiet one. So we balance each other out.
Yeah.
So I love all the feedback. All the feedback. So like we always say, if you have anything you want us to talk about, if you have any personal questions, you can always DM us, message us. We have an email address. What's our email address?
TalkThatTalk2425@gmail.com.
So yeah, any and everything you want to discuss, you want to partner. We doing sponsorships.
Yeah.
So we ain't forgetting about all of that good old jazz.
I'm hoping maybe one day we can get a sponsorship with God is Dope.
Cause yeah, you got about 100 shirts.
No, and it's no exaggeration. I think I bought 4 this week already.
Oh my God. So it is I'm gonna do a next episode. It was a business a vendor at the WOW conference. And they had some body cream, some hand sanitizer. I think it's called like Lala. I don't want to get it wrong, but I'm gonna make sure I have it so Coco can test it out so you guys can see it. I'm not gonna give it to her now, but I love it. I really do think they're dope. So I'm gonna shout them out for the next episode so I can make sure I have the name right.
You have people going to the wrong place.
Right. But it's some really good stuff, y'all. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching us on this late night. Cause you know how Coco, I think she's a night owl low key, but
unfortunately I am.
See? So yeah,
but that was something else in my 40s. I wanted to like be like fancy, like I wanted to like get up early in the morning, like at 4 a.m.
Yeah, me too,
and do all of that kind of stuff,
and lay back down at like 10 o'clock and recharge.
Nope,
baby, I'm gonna need a nap.
Meaning that I would go to bed at about 7. But
yeah, I definitely say I want to do that. Have my prayer moment, my exercise moment.
Yep. Go to work or get the kids off to school. Go to work. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long I'll be able to do that, but that'd be nice.
It's hard.
You know,
I'm a little bit better at it now, of course, but I've been doing it for almost, in October it'll be a year. I'll be at Adidas.
Wow. Yeah. But just getting up early enough so you don't have to be somewhere in that instance, because I think I give myself just enough time to get ready and walk out the door.
I'm the same way.
And I don't like it.
I don't either.
Because I be walking out sometimes with an attitude.
Yep. I'll be the same way.
I have to play my gospel music.
Golly, why rushing? Be irritated with myself.
Yeah, because you be up all night caking.
Caking and baking and caking.
Well, once again, we do appreciate you guys for tuning in, watching us. We love y'all so much. Be blessed, and always have the faith the size of a mustard seed. Always say God with you. Always hold him in your heart with whatever you're going through. You don't hit the stop button.
Along with you everywhere you go. All right, y'all. Love you long time.
Bye. Bye.